Good afternoon, Jets Nation. Welcome to the Jew Jets Show. And Aaron Rodgers is out for the season with the torn Achilles, so let's go ahead and talk about it. So obviously, last night was super bittersweet because, yeah, we got the win in awesome fashion. You know, the comeback victory, the punt return in overtime for the touchdown. I mean, it was just a great team win for the New York Jets last night. But the Aaron Rodgers injury was, of course, the killer. Him getting down on the fourth play of the first offensive drive with the Jets was a killer. He didn't even complete a pass with the team. Didn't even complete a single pass. Only threw one. That's just how unfortunate this is. Tore his Achilles, out for the season. Obviously, it sucks that we have Aaron Rodgers out. What this team could have been with Aaron Rodgers, I guess we'll never know. I mean, the defense looks to be elite. The run game looks to be elite. Of course, we have all these skill position players. I mean, everything was lining up right for the New York Jets finally. And then, boom. First game of the season, star quarterback out for the year with a torn Achilles. Absolutely terrible. But, of course, the New York Jets season isn't over. We still have 16 more games left to play. So, you know, is this season still in store for the New York Jets? Well, Robert Saleh definitely seems to think so. He's out here saying, I don't know why everyone's putting this season already in an obituary. He's writing us off. And Robert Saleh is going to have to pull out receipts again if he wants to keep this mindset up. Because this is still a hungry New York Jets team. And that run game we have is elite. The defense we have is elite. So the New York Jets are still thinking they have a chance to make it to the playoffs. And that definitely should be the goal for the New York Jets. At least sneak into the playoffs. And with how well the defense played last night and with how well the run game was last night, maybe sneaking into the playoffs, having a great season off of those two things definitely could be in play. I mean, last season, the New York Jets were 5-2 whenever Breece Hall was thriving, whenever the defense was playing great. You know, we were, in a playoff spot right there. Everything was going good for the New York Jets in that moment. And then, of course, Breece Hall went down. The run game couldn't get back to where it was, and we had no more offense. So at least, even though Aaron Rodgers is out, we have a way of producing yards and scoring on offense through the run game. But that's not something we can rely on each and every week. The quarterback position is super important. And this entire offseason, or at least for the beginning part of it, we were saying this team needs a quarterback. Then we got Aaron Rodgers. And then we're saying this team was really a quarterback away, and now we got that quarterback. But now we're back to square one. We are now once again a quarterback away. But is Zach Wilson going to at least be a solid quarterback for the New York Jets this year? What should we do at the quarterback position? Well, Robert Saleh seems to think that Zach Wilson is the guy. After the win last night, Robert Saleh said that this is Zach Wilson's team. He said in this press conference following the game, the next day, that Zach Wilson is going to be the team starter, and while they're going to look into veteran options, they're not going to come in to compete with Zach Wilson because this is Zach Wilson's team. So there's a lot of faith, a lot of confidence shown in Zach Wilson. Who knows if that should be justified? We'll just have to see what he does throughout the rest of the season. But I want to talk about what we could expect from a veteran addition, because I do think one's going to happen, because now with Aaron Rodgers getting hurt, the New York Jets now only have 2 quarterbacks on the roster. We need that practice squad quarterback. So a veteran quarterback move is going to be made, but on what type of level? Is it going to be a top priority free agent signing, or is it going to be a guy that's, on somebody else's practice squad right now, a low value undrafted free agent type of player? What move are the Jets going to make? Well, from the free agent market, we could go out, sign someone like Carson Wentz, Matt Ryan, Colt McCoy. All would definitely be solid backup options for the New York Jets. We could go out and sign Joe Flacco, who is also still somehow not retired, but in the NFL, and did say that he is interested in rejoining the New York Jets, but it's unsure if the New York Jets are interested in re-signing Joe Flacco. We have reached out to Chad Henne, who recently retired, but was Kansas City's backup quarterback last season and won a Super Bowl with the team. So if he's interested in coming back out of retirement, could definitely see the New York Jets signing him to be that backup quarterback. Maybe we reach out to Phillip Rivers, who was going to be the San Francisco starting quarterback in the Super Bowl last year if they would have won the NFC Championship game because of all the injuries they had at the quarterback position. Jets could potentially also claim someone off of someone else's practice squad. You know, a PJ Walker could potentially be in play. Brett Rypien on the Rams practice squad is also someone that might actually be a realistic option. He was the Broncos backup quarterback in Denver last year. You know, Nathaniel Hackett was the Broncos head coach last year. We also worked out quarterback Anthony Brown last week, so maybe we sign him to the practice squad. Definitely a lot of options out there as for free agents, but in the trade market side of things, we could also pull off a trade. One name for a trade that really sticks out to me is Jameis Winston. Now, I doubt the Saints are going to let Jameis Winston go because he is their backup quarterback, you know, and Jake Haener is currently on a 6-game suspension, so letting go of Jameis Winston really doesn't make much sense for the New Orleans Saints. But if it is something that could happen, I would be so down for it because Jameis Winston in 2021, before his ACL injury, he threw for 14 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. Now, last year wasn't the best for Jameis Winston, I will say, but at least he's a quarterback that is not afraid to throw the ball. He's a guy that's going to air out the ball, and someone that, you know, I would be semi-confident with in a good passing game because we know the dude can throw it. 2019 with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, threw for over 5,000 yards, had 33 touchdowns, but also had a league-leading 30 interceptions. So yeah, he's not afraid to throw the ball, but he's also not the best at doing it as well. Although the past 2 years with the New Orleans Saints, he has a better touchdown interception ratio, a positive touchdown interception ratio. So maybe the turnover problems are a little behind Jameis Winston. He can come in and be at least a solid starter for the New York Jets if, you know, the whole Zach Wilson thing doesn't work out. But really, I don't think a splashy trade of any sort is going to happen. Chances are Chad Henne or Joe Flacco is going to be that new quarterback that the New York Jets bring in. But the fate of the season is in Zach Wilson's hands. Didn't think I was going to be saying that heading into week 2 of this season, but here I am. The fate of the season in Zach Wilson's hands. And once again, I don't think it's completely over. We have a dominant run game. We have an elite defense. We just need Zach Wilson to be at least a solid game manager, an average game manager. Just needs to be someone that doesn't turn over the ball a crazy amount of times and someone that can get the job done whenever we need it. Make the throws that we need him to make. And last night in the second half, we kind of saw that sort of thing from Zach Wilson. Whenever the New York Jets had that touchdown drive, he stepped up big on third down and made some big time throws. He threw a touchdown in the red zone, which I don't think Zach Wilson has ever done in his NFL career before. So, you know, things were moving progressively for Zach Wilson, and he does stay with Nathaniel Hackett. He feels a lot comfortable in controlling an offense. But of course, that was in preseason. Regular season is a whole different ballgame. But he has a big test coming up in week 2, and if he can look at least solid, look at least average against the Dallas Cowboys, who have a very good defense, I think that says a lot about what we could potentially see from Zach Wilson this year. But if he can just be at least a solid game manager for the Jets, if this run game can keep going, if the defense can stay elite, then I do think the New York Jets actually have a chance at keeping their season hope alive and sneaking into the playoffs. But it's definitely going to be super interesting to see how the rest of the season plays out. But I'm not giving up hope. I'm not giving up hope, and I don't think you guys should be giving up hope either. But what do you guys, think about Zach Wilson being the New York Jets' new starting quarterback? What are your thoughts on the Aaron Rodgers injury? Let me know down below. But I'm going to signing off for now. See you guys later. Peace.